Welcome to a complete guide to the Sheet Set Manager at Autodesk University. The summary for today's class. In this class, you'll be able to take your existing company title blocks, create a template to use on projects, increasing your productivity and efficiency on all current and future design projects. Most importantly, and I always leave these in here, I want you to bring back value to your employer and give yourself personally the knowledge to help you excel within your field. We all want to do things more efficient as we progress in our career, and the Sheet Set Manager is one way to do that. Our key learning objectives for today's class. We're going to learn how to create a sheet set template file with the file extension DST to be used as your company standard. And you can see on the right, that's a sheet set, which will be our template file. And on the left below there, you will see it's our title block. We're going to connect the two. Our second objective is to learn how to create a standard title block, link it to your sheet set so you can use common project data on projects throughout different disciplines within your field. Our third objective for today is we're going to learn how to create labels, views, and actually a sheet index table for your project. All of these are connected to each other, populating data through the Sheet Set Manager. And then finally, at the end of the project, we always have to run a print. So we're going to teach you how to publish the entire package to a PDF, a DWIF, or plotter output, individually and as a set. Let's get started to a complete guide using the Sheet Set Manager in AutoCAD. The first thing we are going to do for our class is load a custom profile. As you can see on this slide, we are going to import a profile by the name of AU 2020 SSM. Let's go over to AutoCAD and see how this is done. The first thing we need to do in AutoCAD is start a new drawing session as shown. We are now going to load a custom profile, therefore we can access all of our folders through the Places list quickly. I'm going to right-click at the command line and select Options, or I can type Options or Config. I'll bring up the Options menu. I'm going to go down to the last section and select Profiles. You can see we have a few in here. You may have none. We're going to select Import, and we're going to navigate out into our C drive under our class name, Project Data Profile, and we're going to select AU 2020 SSM and select Open. We can give it a description here as well, my profile for Autodesk University. I'm going to apply and close, and then what I'm going to do is set current. And notice the command line area down here. I changed the color, which is controlled by the profile, just to let me know what profile I am in. And also under our list files, there is a macro in there to show us on the status bar what profile we are in. Set current. You see the color change to blue. I'm going to select OK. And the reason we did this is I'm going to go to the Open pane up here in AutoCAD, and you're going to see when I select to open a drawing, I'm going to get my profile, my class, start, exercise 1. Now we can go through our exercises one by one, quickly, easily, as we navigate through our class. Now that we have our profile loaded, we're going to go under the 01 Exercise 1 folder, and we're going to review a few sheet set examples provided by Autodesk. Autodesk provides us with several examples of sheet sets, and those have been placed in the Exercise 1 folder. So if I go to File, Open Sheet Set, and I can do this several different ways, and if I move over to my Exercise 1 folder as shown here, we have Architectural, Civil, Manufacturing. We'll just stick to the architectural one and select IRD Edition. We're just going to bring up a sample. So you see we have our Sheet Set Manager here. That's our DST file. And then underneath here, if I select Properties, you're going to see all the properties that are controlled by the Sheet Set Manager. Sheets are located within the drawing set right here. And you can see we have AS01. These are called subsets, which are there for organization. So consider your Sheet Set Manager to your drawing. That is one example. There are two more examples within this folder, the civil example and the mechanical example, that I encourage you to go through. Notice when you have fields, they're grayed out areas, they're controlled by properties actually either in the sheet itself, right here, or in the Sheet Set Manager properties up in here. Two different types of properties we're going to go through. Sheet Set Manager properties and individual sheet properties. Next, we are going to talk about configuring our title block and creating our first sheet set. We are now at exercise 1. In this exercise, we are going to create a sheet set named AU Project. We're going to go through the wizard, give it a description, and store it in our dataset file. Let's move over to AutoCAD and create that sheet set. We are now in AutoCAD, and what we want to do is create a new sheet set. Under the application menu, we're going to click that and select New Sheet Set. This is the wizard that will take us through guiding us creating a sheet set, and I encourage you to use this each and every time you create a sheet set. Next, we're going to select an example. We're going to use the Civil Imperial sheet set, and we're going to hit Next, and then we're going to type AU Project. Now you can do 01 or 02. There may already be one in the data set, so if you get an error that says project already in use, just give this a new name. Give it a good description. My sheet set template. If you want to create a standard for your company, you can say my sheet set for my company standard. Store it in the file here. We're going to select the ellipsis there. We're going to go to the exercise 1 folder, select open. The hierarchies we're going to leave the same. If you select that, you can see these are default properties. We're just going to carry those over. Select next. You see the subsets are underneath here. We can verify all of the information and select finish. Now what I'm going to actually do is save my drawing to the exercise 1 folder just as drawing to show you exactly what was created. We have this project here. Now if I right click, open my file location, the AU DST was created along with my drawing file. So that gives you an idea of how the sheet set is created. And this is refreshed by an SSM pull time variable. We're going to open up the sheet set we just created. It's in the exercise 2 folder. And then we're going to open up our standard company title block, connecting the two so they have a relationship. They need to form a relationship and being connected together. Let's move over to AutoCAD and see how this is done. And you can see on the sheet set manager we have our subsets located here. Now what we want to do is take our drawing file, our company title block, and open that up and then save it to our sheet set. We need to have them form a relationship. So I'm going to go over to my start here and open up ANSI D template. Now, they're not part of the sheet set yet, but we're going to save this to the exercise 2 folder. And what we're going to do is do a file, save as, just a drawing, but we're going to save it to our exercise 2 folder, and we're going to call this 11/28/2020-C100. Now it's in the same folder as our sheet set, and what we want to do right now is we want to import the layout as sheet. So there's a couple different ways we can do that. We can right click here and import layout as sheet, and it will go underneath that folder, that subset, or we can right click our tab C100 and we're going to do import layout as sheet. And it'll come up here and say this layout is available for import. I'm going to import checked, and you're going to see C100 was successfully imported into our drawing set. We can move it around to different subsets. But we're going to keep it under the civil site right now. And the first thing we're going to do is rename and renumber. So I'm going to right click, rename and renumber, and we're going to call this 1. So now this is part of your sheet set. This drawing is actually part of the sheet set. If I right click and go out to my folder location, you're going to see that these are both in the same location. Now we can start building our template off of these drawings. You'll see they're both inside here. We're going to add sheet custom properties. We're first going to populate data from the main sheet set and delete those default values there. And then we're going to add those properties under project control, and then we're going to add 2 sheet custom properties. Let's move over to AutoCAD and see how this is done. Application menu, open sheet set, exercise 3, AU project. And you're going to see when I double click my 1/C100, my sheet is added to my project as it was when we completed exercise 2. Now we're going to start editing the custom data which is in the sheet set. So I'm going to pull my sheet set out here. I'm going to right click, I'm going to choose properties, and you can see Autodesk provided us with some custom data right there. We're going to edit custom properties and delete those values. We want to start over and add our own and add some project control. So right now there's nothing, select OK. There are two types of properties. There are sheet custom properties and sheet set custom properties. We are first going to enter sheet custom properties. Right-click the project, properties, and select Edit Custom Properties. Select Add. Remember down here sheet, so we're going to do 01 drawn by. And this is the part where you have a few different options. I'm going to use what we call a non-breaking space. So on my keyboard I'm going to select Alt 0160 together, and you can see how it jumped, and I'm going to do the same thing for number 2. Check by Alt 0160. Select OK and select OK. And the reason I know this worked, when I go into here, you're going to see these sort of blank spaces, that non-blanking spaces. OK, and select OK. And right now you see when I right-click my sheet, I actually have properties that are controlled by just that sheet. In this exercise, we are going to start adding all of the properties we need for our title block. We're going to open up the sheet set in the Exercise 4 folder, and then we're going to edit the properties of that sheet set. Not only the sheet custom properties, but the overall sheet set properties. Application menu, sheet set, Exercise 4, AU project. I'm going to click on my sheet, C100, to bring up my title block. And now what we want to do, since these have a relationship, we want to start forming common data. Title sheet, drawing index, stuff like this, drawn by, shown by, prepared by. We are going to actually add these properties to our sheet set. And the reason for the numbering, you notice how our sheet properties are right here, but 0, 1, 2, if you don't number those, it'll be sorted alphabetically and by how you added them. So it's very good to stay organized. Right-click AU Project, Properties, Edit Custom Properties, and we're going to start adding all of these in here. 01, drawing name first. Remember the non-breaking space, Alt 0160. For this one, this is the sheet set. These are sheet sets. Add 02, drawing name second. Non-breaking space, a blank space or a non-breaking space, so forth. And what you need to do is go through each one of these and complete all of your project data as shown. The revision number for 7A, B, and C is because they are all on the same line. Let me select OK, and let me select OK in here and go back to my sheet set, and we'll go over this. So this will be drawing name, the first line, the second line, project address, first line, second line, sheet custom properties, drawn by, checked by, milestones, and then the revisions. Now moving on to exercise 5. Exercise 5 is going to take us a little bit of time to go through because we're actually going to take the attributes that are within our title block and connect them to drawing fields for the sheet set manager. Use this guide. You want to stay organized. This changes per project, so when you set this up for the project, you have to be well prepared and organized. But in the long run, this will be a great asset to you as you move forward. I'm going to open this up and you're going to see my sheet set project is in here. My properties are all here. We have done this already. We've got a drawing name first, second, title first, second, drawn by, checked by. We've got our project control data here, and then we have some sheet custom data here. So I'm going to double click my sheet, C100, and bring that up. The first thing I'm going to do is actually change the sheet description because I'm going to right click, properties, and we're just going to call this civil site plans. So we're going to zoom in our title block, so we can kind of see everything here. Now we need to connect this data. Right click, and I'm going to do properties. Now, what we need to do is take a review. That's our project number, project name, project phase, project milestone. We don't have any titles in here yet. We don't really need that yet. We don't know that. We're building the template. Type ATE at the command prompt to bring up the attribute editor. We are going to connect the data right now. So let's start out with the drawing title, which is this first one up in here. I'm going to select this, and you can see it's a multi-line text. I'm going to enter, and then I'm going to have a blank up here. I'm going to right-click, and remember that sheet description. I'm going to insert field, current sheet description. You see it says civil site plan. I'm going to move to the next line. right-click, insert field, sheet set custom properties. So current sheet set custom, remember the numbering, how important it is. 01, drawing name first, non-breaking space, select enter.